you are mentally. So the mentality is really in your head, failure and success, and the line between that is how much you try. This is the Epic Morning Show.
Love you, Daddy. Keep proving them wrong.
Cool J. Ain't no sad.
Welcome to Black Conscious Music.
Run them, we talk say we now go better. Then they will go from where we kept them. Then they laugh we because of we dragons and pepper. Then forget we, mortal man no fight for second. Prove them wrong, make we prove them wrong. But that's not the reason make us sing this song. Prove them wrong.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
So, mobile tariff is about to increase, and government and mobile companies they don't agree on a new tariff for voice calls and data. But the government they sell this latest increase as a win. Why? That's the question we'll be asking this morning, among so many other things. This morning we'll go talk to NATCA, formerly known as NATCOM, for understand what went into the negotiation really. Waiting and giveaway, waiting mobile companies as well giveaway, and what we are getting from all of that negotiation. We'll also hear from the government and your own side as to how this is a win for us really as consumers. So stay with us. When we come next, we'll talk to Chernobyl Minister of Information, Ben Fode, as well, Corporate Affairs Manager from NATCA, and also hoping to get Edmond Abu, Executive Director of Native Consortium, a group with for a long time done the campaign around issues like this. All right, don't forget with BNB, you can now be your own boss with just your smartphone. Become an agent with your own BNB POS today and get access to all the services. You can pay BNB, RIA, MoneyGram, Western Union, and other codes, send money locally and overseas. Now, December season don't cancel. This is the season where a lot of remittances they float in the market. So cash in, cash out using mobile money as well, all using the BNB POS. Don't forget the BNB POS. You shop, now you pocket. All right, let's get straight into a conversation here for this morning. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Fode.
Good morning.
All right. So let me start with you, Mr. Minister. I mean, when they sell this latest increment as a win, why is it a win for us all as consumers?
No, not a sell an increment as a win. I think it's important for we always be truthful to the people. We in a salon people, we say they pay data cost, we say they pay phone cost. we dey say to the people them that we secure major wins for them before the increment take place. Anybody will follow the economy and the country been don't know say mobile phone them safe for increase in tariff. And Mr. Foley there will talk for NATCA. What me know is that a few months ago, for example, we increased fuel cost by over 100%. And not because we want for Duam, but because keep in mind the fuel cost, the process for increase them, it go through a whole board and citizen engagement, and the citizen themselves be accept the justification that we they buy in loans, we they collecting loans, we they go buy in dollar, and we they come back. And that because of the economy, depreciation, inflation, the value of the dollar, all of them things they be mean say anybody who do business now in loans be need for increase so you go make sure say he gets enough money back for do the exchange. NATCA and the Ministry of Communications been they in touch with the mobile phone companies. What our family understand is that they get some way when they calculate how you they get to increases. The first win we get was that then we want to make this increase happen over 6 months ago. Government hold on. Immediately after the election, government say no. So the first thing was we delay the increment. Make sure say we push her as far as possible. The second thing was the cost of the increment. Then we want for like be 100%, 120% across the board. I know this because I've been there in the room in some of the conversations them and the negotiations them. But we listen to the cry of the people them and we engage with civil society organizations them. And Minister Ba, Director General Briwa hold the line, say it will be not just below 100%, but two things. Now the third one, that even if voice go over 100%, we know they allow data, because most young people now WhatsApp, when I say WhatsApp, when they call me, say data will go olam way below 50% in terms of the increment. So we be no say increments get for come, because look, the mobile phone companies and say I will partner them. They need for make money. Otherwise, one of the things that we've been really faced was the drop in quality, job layoffs, and even government they lost revenue. Because governments have to get taxes who they use for run the country. So we put all them factors in place. Now make we explain to people in force, and we insist on another thing. Something the way Minister Babin go Parliament, I've been the one the way the parliamentarian and they ask them, say, where will people in free calls? Where will people in bonuses? In that room, the minister insisted. In fact, news reporter them been on the report on this for weeks. Say Minister Ba they hold the line. The mobile phone company not be one give them bonus then they say they lost more money. They didn't want to give. And then they may also say they want give the bonuses only after the increments don't happen. Now the government hold the line, say the day where the bonus then the day where the increments they go in will be the very day the people will begin enjoy the bonuses, so that we find way for cushion the effect of the inevitable increase. So the release, because I see some people they write on Facebook, very clear. Following the major wins, after government don't get their major wins, because the major wins were always about increment. The announcements now that we get some wins then for you, and now look the revised cost where they come. And I want to make something clear back before you go forward. We understand say things are hard. We understand the people in plight. We understand say nobody know the gladdy for increment. No government know let increment happen. And we share the people in pain, and we share the people in concern. Which we try for doing that in the midst of this challenging circumstance where we face ourselves with. The economy is in a tough place, the world is in a tough place, but where we they do anything on behalf of the people, that would say, where can we get relief? And the big wins is that we're able, in this case, this term, for get significant wins them before we get to the revised tariff cost.
Let me come to you, Mr. Fodi. I mean, one of the deal with a lot of the technical aspects, but let's start with the floor price. One of the major arguments and what we read the term where the prices of data or calls be they go up now that when I introduce a floor price and that floor price been look anti-competitive. So it means say the mobile companies were forced to raise the price anyway.
None at all. Thank you very much for the question. Now, international best practice we dey do. The floor price where you mention not just come up from outer space. We get people, say for example, International Telecommunications Union, African Telecommunications Union, we get standard operating procedures. Floor price and cap price, now one of the best practice we set. So that where you get economic regulations and you want for bring competition, you not go just let from anybody do waiting he wants. So in view of that, so that people don't go do cross subsidization, because if we're not only at the same market, we get for instance, we'll create a room, and that room we create is big enough for me all man plying your own trade based on your own business models. So that make in the first place, sometime 2 years ago, we set the floor price at 590, and then we set a cap at 650. But the Prime Minister done very clearly explain the cost variables then way them people then use for produce the service over time don't increase. And the last time we ever remember for increased tariff, which tariff was increased, was in 2017, when it was like 697. So we come in 2018, we try as much as possible for bring and canon to 650 and even harmonize them. Then even as we talk, with respect to coverage, now about minimum of 300 towers been there all over Salom, sometime between 2017 and early 2018. As we speak, we have more than 1,500 towers. Every other thing relating to that one relates to cost. So inside we ask section 118, they say, in the event there are rapid changes in cost of living and foreign exchange variables, those variables will then change. It is inside there. That then people and they will then make proposals to it. It's incumbent upon us for listening to those proposals, come to a table and try to discuss them so that it will be win for everybody. Recall we are regulating. So if we deregulate, we set the rules, we set the laws, we should play that balancing act so that once we regulate for the consumer, for making get good quality of service and good quality of experience, we equally to regulate for the business people where they can, remember they can do now wealth maximization, then they do profit maximization, but we now welfare maximization. Equally to we regulate for them, then we regulate for government. So we have to play that balancing act for say, we are there, we not bend the scale that much. That's exactly what we have done. As we see it, you and me and you will agree, say, feel sometime in 2018 where it was, it's not where it is now. And even like we ministers been talk. With respect to USD Forex, it's not where it is. With respect to cost of steel, 1 ton iron rod, sometime back, maybe 6 or 7 million, now about 14 million or so. ETSA all increase, more than 100%. There is Zood Labs, where they give them bandwidth for rollout. There is Leocom for the terrestrial. All of those ones don't increase. And if they don't increase, wait till and say, they want 120% or even more. No, I said, no, this one cannot hold sway. So waiting we could do under the circumstances, after I don't bang the domot, you are just but bound for listening because you have to have sustainability.
And for a lot of consumers, at some point they expect, say, okay, this might happen anyway.
Sure enough.
But the frustration with a lot of consumers also get to NATCA is that when they focus too much on price and less on quality of service. And so when I not listen to, we won't complain sometimes we'll get about data connectivity, for example, or drop costs or things like that.
We very much pay attention to everything under the sun. Quality of service as it's where we get tools then where we measure quality of service, and then we get KPIs then where we measure. So with quality of service and quality of experience, it's keen to we. Not only keen to we, then the connectivity and broadband penetration equally to keen to we. So that make, even as we talk, we don't urge them for me then change all of those networks on 2G, then 2G technology will then get on in towers. They are changing them to 3G, they are changing them to instances to 4G. Then as we speak, there have been now tests on 5G. And we say 5G go work, if 4G not it not go work because we want for increased data speed. So all them one then they wait and they do. Now for make me and you enjoy the services hitch free. There will be challenges, but those challenges will be at the bare bones because we monitor them. Now we roll for ensure say when you get your connectivity. If that drop quality, enough for drop like how it been the drop in 1941, or you not go drop like how it drop in 2002 or 2003. We have had an upward trajectory in connectivity, broadband penetration, and voice calls.
And let me come to you, Mr. Minister, because even when we talk about free call, a lot of we consumers will say, well, now government been take free call off the table because at a point where the mobile companies, if they give free call, data bundles, etc., we saw taxes come on those charges because the government argument at the time was because they do then free promotion there, they know they pay them fair share of tax. So waiting don't change.
I think also this now one of the things that we every day we are getting conversation here, I understand the need we President Bill decide for making ministry for civic education. We need to understand, people in Saudi continue to get money, the economy bad. Government needs to make money. It's simple as that. Government needs to collect taxes. And one of the sector where government they collect resources now through the mobile phone companies, yeah. And we use if we pay some tax, and that way the government get money, we pay for use for run the country. Now, you just talk about quality of service, just not data. So the mobile phone companies themselves they make investments back. And by the way, as soon as I see in the news, one of the things that we would call big wins was we insist and push the mobile phone companies them for make progress in the introduction of 5G technology in us alone before we even make this increase. And both of them not launch them and then begin for rolling out now. So it's really important. But on the specific of your question on waiting change now, because we not been get the technology for track the mobile phone companies them, within the reports then calls. If they go through all free calls and this that, then go report majority of them calls them say all we call them have been free calls, so you can't charge us taxes on that, so government loses money. But you're not too saying that government make them stop for the free calls. I really be important because government say, well, would they put a quota on waiting at the percentage where they report back as free calls, because otherwise we're not going able for gain any revenue for run the country. And in exchange, mobile phone companies then decide say, oh, then they drop this.
Well,
in that kind
like
of
why
way.
they talk, because of course they had to take that off the table.
But it's important for say not to because of government and regulation, now because of the way we things will happen and the way we
Government regulation is a major contributing factor.
no, but government and regulation is critical for let government raise revenue.
Which we understand,
And for
but it
let
also
government-
means
and for let government secure wins them.
but it
for
also
the
means
people.
mobile companies as well have to consider their costs if government wants more money from them.
So now make again in this conversation we refer to major wins. Here is a government. We don't go back now, don't go sit down with them say no. People and one of the things as I say we Minister Bago in Parliament, one of Salimapa, where the parliamentarians they ask him was this free calls. We would travel across this country, people and one bonuses back. Students them, then they stay up middle of the night so they go for call their loved ones and engage and browse and all that. So one of the things that we don't win in this negotiation is we don't get them two things. One, government is still for raise with revenue and realize with revenue who they get, and the mobile phone companies them will give the people of this country back them free calls, them bonuses, and them packages. So for the first time we see say we don't prove say then two things and and they're not exclusive or say if you do this you can't do this. Now government will continue for realize revenue, we're important, and the mobile phone companies then go restore them benefits here for the people of the country.
Speaking about the scenario where Minister Bajos don't give, so it means this was always an option we've been there on the table, but government decided not for exercise them, because let's not forget the call for let we reduce data prices or calls has been going. I mean the outrage when this was increased last year, I mean still they continue. So why would I not be able to exercise this option? But when I make it seem as if you can't do one and do the other at the same time.
Then, like our minister said, they are not mutually exclusive. Apparently, now we responsibility for ensure the both steady. There should be sustainability, like I've been saying. The people then go for continue for invest. And if I can come back small more on the bonuses, governments get records for money where they generate from service providers. They get records for money where they generate from getting from eating from the key, wherever. Governments all over the world lives on taxes, not from free will. So before now, we get records where those companies they pay up in the region of say some pay 11 billion a month for GST, for instance. The other they pay 10 billion, so put together 19 billion or 20 billion as the case may be. But before they can now, we left it one way and say all my one for me free calls, this one, who tete, yo, yeah, before you know it, where the months they done, where then they make them returns, all they see there, they say, there's bonuses. So you can't, it's to a point, the money, if when they give to governments, it will drop to a minimum of like 4 billion, 1 billion for a month from 19 or 20 as the case might be. In fact, instance in the way Sunday they say, now government for payday. Because there's what we call input GST, there's what we call output GST. Nobody will what insult.
But you just mentioned, so when I been get technology for track how they make their money. So when I not been get technology for really track how much free call they really give away.
No, we get technology for track how much money then they get through the NRA, not so we are the tax people. So NRA looks at their books. As we speak, NRA looks at their books for saying, what do they get from custom? What do they get from Balamoya? What do they get from here? What do they get from MNO? And then MNO also and the service provider, whether in the ISP internet service providers, they're a key contributors to the economy.
That we know.
So
but
if that they happen, we get for come and no come out. So what we did was to create a caveat with bonus is been there. It was 10% bonus. But now as it is, we don't listen to
90% off.
No. They are what we call billable minutes and unbillable minutes. So when you call, if we need to pay for the call. But the MNO, when they go now, they report, they say, no, all that 10 minutes we don't talk, now only 1 minute you pay for. Here you are, you guys are doing business. The way how we to pay for advert or maybe whatever it is with respect to your service provision is not the same cost 2 or 3 years ago. Thank you. So when they don't say we don't want the government was sitting and say, no. This can't just be business as usual. We get for know which one they do and then do the thing correctly. And as we see, they are very much happy with that. Government is happy. The consumers are happy because there have been role of the technology across the board. People when they claim tick for call, there is nowhere in Sierra Leone now which side then they claim tick. See you want for them forget access. Not to say we don't reach also they will be even we ask, then we call densification. Now Mango Park, now down along the peninsula. You will see say the coverage might not be as good as you want for make it be something technology unity. So we then go for put the tower. So if then they put tower, now for make me and you get better quality of service, so better quality of experience.
We understand all of that. Waiting go make we not get to the same situation again, Usai, if then they introduce free call them, then they begin say, oh, all of them call Leanna free call self, and that same scenario repeats itself. Do you have a way of tracking that now?
Sure, we do. We all don't agree, and at least in this day and age, technology does that, and technology don't come. As we speak, there is an NSOP system we don't come. We government self not a sleeper. We don't come set in place. We don't hook on onto their network operating systems. So whatever they do, we'll see that. The CDRs when they go send to we, those CDRs we go don't be generated for make we see say these ones are correct. This one nobody they're not dock under. We get with Brad Corp where they look at everything relating to that. So it's a win-win situations all over the place. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, one of the things is that we know the government gets ambitions for digital improvement across the board, but when you also define creative ways for generate more revenue from the sector, it means say at some point down a vision self could be hampered. How do they balance that?
No, but I think the premise of your question, I disagree with that. Because the two things are actually connected. You need to raise revenue for make you able for plow back. And I make, like how my brother points out, even the mobile phone companies, they need to make profit. Ultimately, if they don't, the services then will suffer. People then will get access. The way the country they we get areas of this country, people in where they pay at very minimal cost, and so they know they generate sufficient resources from under. So as a government, we look at the full picture in terms of how they engage them. But you're right about the vision. So His Excellency don't set up a whole ministry for communications, technology, and innovation. In fact, the ministry then they will regulate this sector what they talk about. And the vision will get really enough for make alone. Like a President be like for say a leader of the fourth industrial revolution, and one of the major areas that we then get for happen are in telecoms and in terms of connectivity and connectedness and how they link this country up. So we will the balance, we engagement and the product of this negotiation now actually for respond to your question, for make sure say the mobile phone companies them then continue for able for reinvest into their operations, improve their services, government get resources out of them, but the people and welfare also protected. That will not basically kick the people out of the market. So now make I say, Them want for the by the calculation, then justification we then provide to NATSCA. Now that's the price for go up by over 120%. Then point out all the things that my brother just point out. But government say no, we know so no need for make profits. But the people, the other thing we government do is we say data cost, which is very important now, no go up by more than 33%. So data costs go up by half of how voice call go up, so that more young people will stay connected. So now one area that we say major win, that was a major win, because as you say, we did in negotiations with them. They are our partners, but we own job, that kind of job is to regulate. Government in job is for seek the people their interest. So when they seek that interest, we know say the people in back careful come back to we say, why call no my phone did drop? Then when the network not good, this not they happen. Well, the mobile phone companies need to make money. For them put that money they inside them, for them put it inside the company for improve the quality of service. And one of the things they will put now we fly will put out in terms of the major wins. So I think all length they will need for balance.
You spoke about the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that now data is more expensive and voice call more expensive, and that is a fact where we can't deny.
Absolutely. In fact, not just data and voice, everything more expensive. I think if I put some context, like you always say, we feel the pain. No government. You just take a moment and ask yourself, President Biu price go up? Of course not. China wale price go up? Of course not. Salima wale price go up? Of course not. But the fact is, times are tough. Yabas, price of Yabas don't go up. Fuel, it don't go up. Everything don't go up. Now, we all get to operate within the same context and within the same economy. And so, we feel the people in pain. What we seek for do in that negotiation, now for cushion them as much as possible, for keep the increase as low as we could. In this case, 70% on voice, 33% on data, for cushion down there as much as we do, and now for ask the mobile phone companies and say, no, even in this context, we want to see other reliefs there where the people then go enjoy, and then reliefs in there as well, we point out. But you're right, cost of things don't go up in general. There's a global inflation rate across the world. The prices of things don't go up. We economy not do as well. We loans not do as well. Fuel don't go up. In every one of the things I don't call, then connected as well to the global market and to what economists then will call externalities.
All right, stay with me if you just join me. This is the Epic Morning Show, and we'll be right back.
Do you want to be your own boss? Or do you want to add more services to your business? Then look no further, because BNB is here for you.
What do you mean?
With BNB, you can now make money with just your smartphone. With the new revolutionary app, BNB POS, you can do remittance, bill payments, EDSA airtime top-up, and many more. All this from your smartphone, anywhere you want.
This sounds great.
That is not just all. The app also features real-time agent rebalancing and reconciliation.
Oh wow. But how can I get a BNB POS and start making my own money?
It's so simple. You can download the application on App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for BNB POS and download. Then call our customer service on 072 500 000, and within a short period of time, our agent will help you for the onboarding process.
Wow, no time to waste. Let me do this right away.
Oh yes, start making money today from anywhere in Sierra Leone. For more inquiries, contact our customer service on 072 500 000.
With BNB POS, you shop now your pockets.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
All right, welcome back. This is the Epic Morning Show. They come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Time check from our steel clock is 6 minutes downside the hour 8. And this morning we'll talk about the new mobile tariff. Edmond, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
All right. You have been a campaigner around this issue for such a long time, and we are here again. We don't get new prices. Will it affect data? Will it affect? Will it also affect voice calls? But government is saying as well we don't get a lot more out of this despite the price increment.
Yeah. Firstly, I want to thank the Epic Radio. I want to thank the minister and all for my fellow panelists. Before I go to that, I want to permit me, Mr. Moderator, for congratulate the new bank governor, Dr. Ibrahim Stevens. We don't take over. Of course, Native Constitution, I know we now are one of the leading economic justice organizations now West Africa. We want to congratulate and wish and well, and we hope so because all of these what they talk they around the economy. And we see ever since he began act, we find out say the way the Lions they go at the neck breaking speed on they look slow. So with the wish and well, in fact, we don't even tell and say let's try for maintain and sustain the Lady Lions not depreciate further, and then make sure say let me get pragmatic bank of no lady listings if we want to make it different from a predecessor. So we want for also congratulate the new APC MPs them, where they can take over, Mr. Koba, where they take over from PRA as Deputy Executive Chair. One for congratulate. Well, when it comes to these mobile companies, firstly, I want to apologize to the minister. Of course. Well, of course, the minister many times, I don't text her for congratulate her. Pastor, I call Ibrahim to me for laying complaint. I want for congratulate her. Of course, Naman way, of course, ever since CB CSM president under the days of Pakawede Academy, I know Sina a rising star, and I'm proud of him. I also want to apologize to him, Mr. Minister. He tried to reach out to me. You know, when they call me, what they na boasting, I remember Momo Conte many times they reach out to me, and I not do and deliberate. It's because of something personal and at the study. So many times he reach out. I even call people in an array on this issue while they're out of the country. I want to apologize to journalists, them, lawyers. I get barrage of calls. So I just decam. So I'm happy for this topic. Firstly, the Native Consortium, just like what the minister say, nobody not want increment. We diametrically opposed to increment, but want to really put this thing into context. Yes, I agree. Native Consortium agreed with fact say things that don't go up, like for instance, electricity tariff. But we don't issue a press release will say the increment is disproportionate for me on Kuna Sanda Bolonto and that me and Twedina Saneng Malay understand.
It is under or the
far above. And we also say the excuse given is inexcusable. Of course, there is a need for slight increments, some marginal increment, because we did with my brother and I, Ben Fode, with the first na BBC after me arrest, January, remember, where I tell the BBC, say, I say the increment, where the mobile come, because they push the government, blackmail the government, and now as you see now, they know nothing at the studio for defend. But now they start, then they put we now where in the government defend. We talk, I mean, well,
you just quickly just mentioned electricity tariff. We don't go up by some very huge
yeah, but you know,
margin.
like the camp, you know, because yes, you know why? And that last site, let's just take a agenda which I talk with me and Eben for the talk na BBC. Say, the telecommunication cost. You think they go the biggest chunk of the overhead cost, the running cost, now for running tower them. You know. When we then accord for 6 years with NATCOM and telecoms, I learn a lot. And I do a whole lot of calls, even in America, on telecoms. Then running cost, before now, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 2016, we start the campaign. before we take them go court, then they run them towers there also because Orange get the highest towers. For run one tower, for fix one tower, $120,000. Then at the initial cost. Then for run, they run to like 85 liters a day. We do only research they will turn around a court. You understand? But now most often, almost all the tower they are solar they use. Let the minister, let them prove me right. Look, not come. They run on parallel, partly solar, partly for generator, but 80%. For instance, AfriCell, for instance, they go to telecommuting and call co-locate. Where did they co-locate? Meaning, if me don't can put me tower now, so CBASF can put, you know, they can install in your tower, they just put in your signal up, for build that tower. Then. But what if you don't happen normally? AfriCell, when they go, like if they go now one chiefdom, they don't go put there, they don't go co-locate. When they go do free call on that particular chief, they go to them called home zoning in telecoms. So that home zoning there, so meaning if Orange gets free, if Orange they don't reach now like Cambia, they go normal. Where AfriCell go now, they go give free call for like get customer there. For that particular Cambia day, then they call home zoning. So then cut AfriCell off from down there. So most of them tower than they own.
So you are saying the price increments not justifiable because of all of these
reasons?
Enough,
it disproportionately too high, and now like they say, oh, and they pay arrest for seatbelt. They Okada money they get cry.
What would have been a reasonable adjustment in your own estimation?
Then just
5%, 10%.
They just give an increment in what in a Paneba prison in increment of almost 100%. And the most of this, let me, Mr. Minister, Madam Minister, let them know. Now the fact that this whole conspiracy, now the flaw, we take a matter to court on the floor tariff. Within a floor, let family understand because that fixed price did that. The data don't go by 33%. They say a fixed price. And I want to let people know, and my brother Ben Food here no see, so tell me, Mr. Minister is not going to know, whether the 1 GB, the 1 gigabyte, before QCLK, almost let me sell 35, 40,000 for 1 GB. You know what I mean? Then put on down because QCLK, where QCLK make you 18,000 for 1 GB. It force Orange and AfriCell for put on down to let what they call 10,000, 10,000. So now come back to the so we'll see what will be the tell and say this more then.
There were also accusations of call dumping on consumers.
The call dumping on consumer. Well, now you come back again to the issue of call dumping on consumers. What did they do? Call and remember caller free call. Now me they sutra people are apply. If Siba and people are calling for bond all day, they call us weekends. They make them 5,000 caller. Then cut down. They say waiting. They say call dumping. That's a scrap trap. It's inexcusable. They pull them. They pull the promo, pull the bonuses. We cry, we shout. They say no. They say because the mobile companies, they say that the high tax inside them promo then they. So what will they try for say? Let them go check the towers them. Most of them towers they on and solar. So it's not justifiable.
Okay.
The increments too high, and the argument that they put forward for push the government for this, even when they even go for 100% increment, no, it's too high. Because if we are not careful, you see, sometimes if you look at food.
Don't worry, I'm going to come back to you. You have to finish your thoughts there and more. But Ben, you don't hear a lot of the things. I mean, they say, Edmond, they say the increment not justifiable as soon as they try for present to the public.
It is very much. I hear Edmond talk about $120,000 for put up a tower and 85 liters. I don't know when he talk about that. I don't know in 2016.
I think 2016, 2017 research is sourcing.
So if it is saying $120,000, where that number did low, then about 150,000. For argument's sake, $120,000. Thank you. For argument's sake, $120,000 in 2016. Not to give you the same Leon equivalent in 2023 where we
not to overhead cost down the Ben for this.
You are talking about 120
initial capital outlay.
Come on, please. I think when you talk, I not interject.
Let Mr. Fode explain.
Hold on. And when they talk, I not interject.
Okay.
Here we are. Every other thing relating to a tower, like I mentioned, now then they take an outside, whether it's iron rod, whether it is the network technology, whether they put and get vendors, whether it is a software configuration. every other thing on telecoms, they know they make an agent.
Yeah, but you realize as well, where they can to, where they talk about poles, they are building less poles now because they don't build more way before now.
No, they are not.
Sure.
There is what we call a rollout plan. Edmond, we are in the sector. You and I really can read small. They are doing a rollout plan for every year. Then they tell we how many towers then they build. And we go by that. As I tell you, in 2017, 2018, there were a minimum of 300 towers in Sierra Leone. Now, as we talk, we have more than 1,500 towers and adding on. Even when they can't go into 5G, and it's like 5G, 4G, you know they work. And as 5G, they can, you get for bring the towers closer together for make you improve on capacity, for making the speed, data speed increase. So when we talk, so nobody was saying that we can for talk for them. But they put a case across to us. And the case where they put across to us is thin where you they see. Edmond don't go, just from America. He's my friend. We can talk every night. He was in Canada, I think, 8 months or so ago. Where did they take for fly go Canada, or even move from Toronto for Vancouver? It's not that same cost as it was in 2016.
And nobody's saying,
that is the fact.
Nobody
so when they talk like, say, Adikam, please. Whosoever then get generator, now 2 generators then get. And when they get into generator, even when they use solar, the cost of solar in 2018, 2019, not the same. You get inverters, you get battery terminals where they use. All of those ones then get re-answer. You did change them.
Yeah, but just means the cost is lesser than it's supposed to be.
It is not. It is not. Okay. The fact of the matter is, let we say you want buy one battery, it's already now $100 last year. Well, it's now been called it 1 million. $100 now this year, the same battery we see supply you trade in loans, now 2 million in all loans, 2,200,000 or 2,300,000 excuse me, bank mid rate. So if you safely do that, what you get for do, we as a regulator, now for ensure so people then continue to get the service and get at the place where they're supposed to even improve. Okay. And that is where we are looking forward to. Not to make we gag them, say no, we want for increase. As we talk based on those variables where I don't talk, whether it's extra, whether it's fuel, whether it is Zood Labs, whether it's Leoncom for roll the fiber. It is expensive from that end. So now even as we talk, we are thinking now about laying a second cable, submarine cable where they try for lay, so that all of those ones will reduce cost. Once we have to reduce cost, as the case might be, even inflation, which it is so now, in the next month or so, based on the new China bank one, they are working on the monetary policy. Inflation, they can't down. You hear Edmond say it don't steady. It can down. Ghana inflation is 54%, now not 38. So we said we can down. Inflation going for Ghana because of waiting we do for ensure say we keep we head above water. That's what every super government will do. That's what every super regulator will do. And that's exactly what we are doing.
And one of the promise of the fiber optic now that, data cost eventually go decrease. And we are now talking about even
second cable.
A second cable, right. But even the first cable not decrease the price yet.
I want to say something before I go on. I want to say that I get a lot of respect for Edmond. I think Edmond and the Native Consortium are very important cogs in the national infrastructure. Me common in sector, as he say, don't know me for more the children's forum or me a small boy and save the civil society. I will brag them. And no society no they make the kind of progress we want to make if we not get people like Edmond, where they seek the welfare of the ordinary citizens, where they agitate and push we may in talk tell and say, just last year, the organization where they lead take government of Salon to court. I completely understand the work we they do and an important work we they do. It's supposed for continue for help for all the mobile phone companies into account, hold we our government to account. So let people understand. We're Edmond not to enemy, not to we them call Nami brother. I respect him as supporting work. And as he said just now, throughout this conversation, now one person will be wanting voice. I'll tell you that. Who will be they do the negotiation? You know why? I tell her, say he understands this sector from a different perspective, more than most people in a salon. He don't spend years of his life, he don't go to jail for him. He deserves respect for that work we don't do and for inconsistency. So I don't want to let anybody be left with that doubt. So in voice where they put so now, the issues are where they call for so now. I want to make it clear to Fambul and say, now one person with me intend for continue for work for, because me are they in the middle of this sector. Not so me they regulate the sector, but as information minister in public and civic education, I always get to be involved in all the conversations, and I'm a sister ministry, and I get to be involved in how they push the things and go forward, and how they bring citizens, including Edmond, their own voice into the process. So they in think the way they call for so, we'll get for continue for incorporate them into we thinking, in voice. I want to make sure say they're at the home. So now to your question about the investment. One of the things that we bother say is that in call we don't make over the years, and me don't listen to, I don't support them from afar. Now for let we increase quality, let people engage. And I want to think that what we do, what we include, what we consider with the mobile phone companies them, we NATSCA, the minister them. Now for understand, we talk about the value of the loans. As he quotes $2016, I go on my phone just now, I do the calculation. How much have been loans? With not the loans we get. If you collect just loans, almost you collect in 2016 for like $120,000 versus almost loans you need for collect now for like that exact same $120,000. The gap is massive. I don't even want to go into the numbers. Not to the people in faults that this now the economy it don't drop significantly. I'm glad we talk the bank governor, the effort that the president they make for put a bank governor the way hope to go April. So then factor in who see the mobile phone company. If you now use 7 that assets, you say, well, it could be the 80% profit on the loans who they collect, who they go for go buy things. Because of the depreciation, we are now in reds. Just on the exchange rate alone, account for other factors then. Then say, well, we want to move to 120% so that at least we go recover with cost. And the thing they want to push for say increase quality of service, increase quality of data, no sack anybody, make sure say this happen, CSR. We all call everybody now we get something. We want to have to sell game money, we want to orange game money. They cannot if they don't make profit. Now I don't speak for them, I speak for the government of Salud, very important. But I say the government get to be reasonable in conversation. Now that make and let me make something clear. An officer will sit down and say confidently, say 70%, now the optimal. I know good, I don't want to lie. But I want to make it clear to him and to the people of this country, say, now the best we could have done under the circumstances. I'm not going to say, and in fact, I would say, you see, the mobile phone companies and complain because they mean things say the minimum we go do now 100%. They complain, I will tell you that. It was hard for them. They say they will steal the losses, then get for come back and agitate. The minister and NATSCA DG hold the line. So yes, just because of them factor then they and waiting government they continue for doing that. Like for let Yaton digital hub, for let Yaton innovation hub, we need for invest in that second cable. We need for but for let do that, we need for bring money. They will need the companies that will do business now for CCA and a place where they go make profits. Because if then they salon, then they loss. But then go Gambia, they make money. Then they talk to each other. Salon a place where we go make money. I see now we go the government they really increase cost. Even we all things go up, they able for recover the cost. So they know they can. Now part of what government need for for making an attractive place.
It's important. Let's also listen to our listeners. 79994993. I'm gonna come to you. I know you have a lot of more points than for make. 0799949993. Let's hear from listeners them as well. But on Facebook, a lot has been happening because Cyrus Wari they say for him it's not just about the increase in tariff, but the outrageous subscription and people have to do, and the fact that mobile companies sometimes where they offer services like Modem, for example, where they charge monthly subscription, often not they work as well as it should. Good morning. Hello. Hello? Hello? Okay, with the struggle with the line, let's just try to patch it up a bit and see. And once we get up, but let me just read another message here from our Facebook page here. They say, good morning.
Good morning, Asadi from Central.
Yes, Saidi, welcome.
Yeah, well, I understand, see. In fact, the service provider, the mobile company there, in fact, I'm more interested in increasing on the cost of the data because they just fix it. In the next 2 years, the voice call services not going to be available at all because they're spending a whole lot on voice call. Then how they do with the so now for voice call, if not for internet call, they don't need all that. Then that one pay for LIC. That business where you want to be able to change, you therefore reconsider your strategy. You know what tell me say like tariff can light and fuel don't go up, then they tell the mobile company and say they're not for increase. You see that because then they get in area where government they make money. We got at the predictive tax area. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Side from Central. Let's hear from more people here, 079 994 993. Let's hear your thoughts. Good morning. Hello.
Jawad, good morning.
You are welcome.
Hello?
Yes, go on. Will you get you loud and clear?
Hello?
Will you get you loud and clear, Molai?
Hello?
All right. I'm afraid you have to call us back. Maybe there's a problem from your end. Let's go. Fuad Kamara as well. Also, they complain about subscription. The fact that you have to subscribe 3 or 4 times instead of 1 time for less services, them also go through. Good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
Commander Ajiboy, welcome.
Thank you very much for your knowledge and wisdom, understanding. Really, mean a man, politician, where they talk, they listen about this minister, and talk. I really say point span and for praise Edmond Abu and for talk. And let the people know say, for some of we working talk this issue where they honor the ordinary man. Now we let government, Mr. Minister. But at times some people dishonesty, politicians then, they give this say yes, this why they are against me. No. True is true. Nothing like the truth. We spoke the truth. You are well protected. So I want to say thank you, Minister, for welcome Edmond Abu. Edmond Abu stand and Ethic Radio is stand for the ordinary people.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commander Ibo. Always a call from Cambia, 79994993. Let's hear your thoughts on this. Let's go. Good morning. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, Bumper.
Yeah, Jawad, this is not Bumper. I call from St. John. What me get for see, number one, is about NATCOM. We know say people them don't apply for let them get license. We they see other counties, so many communication, but we get.
Hello. Hello. Okay, Bumper, call us again. I don't know, for some reason your line gets some problem from you end 07999949993, and let's go. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, name also I call you from.
Yeah, Jamal, good morning.
Name also I call you from.
Maybe you get me, but I'm not looking for get you.
Yes, just go on.
For me, points where I just want to make. You see, our government official, they were not the secret interest. Which is, for good flow price for. Jamal, me go buy me business. I use me money, okay, I want business. The cheaper at which I want to sell, not will be determined by government. Government collects the tax. No can tell me how cheap I will sell them. But they do, and just because of some of our wicked with online. Look, Mr. Cody, they defend, say, therefore buy battery for the solar. I think, like, say, solar battery, that's where they buy every day. When they use solar now, we use. You know, more than 3 years, you know, they buy battery or do anything with that solar day. So you talk, they defend as if, like, saying that's where they do every regular business, they take battery and this, that. You know, they secret interest at all. Well, I mean, really secret interest. And it makes things so difficult for me. That means I say things hard, but when I still write the same, can they consume the same amount of fee way higher, and I'm not even put down my own salary, I think things hard. No.
Thank you very much. All right. Let me just put through one last call, and then I'll come to Miguel for a response to some of those concerns that we are hearing from the public, 07999949993. And please don't give away a missed call because there's a new price now on voice call. So I'm sorry, we will not be able to call you back. Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, brother, somebody don't talk the fact, the hard fact. With economy, it don't damage. So let us not expect anything in this country again. Not good. Always, expect increment or adjustment or everything with the this country. The economy is all damaged beyond repairs. We have no alternative. Then we tighten the belt and ready for pay more for every little service.
All right.
Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Edwin, I come to you now because one of the callers raised a point about floor price. In a free market economy, we always can talk about here in Sierra Leone. Do you think it makes sense for the government put a floor price or a anti-competitive.
In fact, now down there, I want to let the two ministers then, let them take note. You see, let us not confuse in business. Me, I don't be consultants for business. I don't do cost something on telecoms. Na Ghana, in Liberia. The cost, initial cost outlay is different from overhead cost. Let Ben fully understand that, number one, first, in costing. Number two, then people also, the more that they even give them more leverage or now so then service, the network is slow like would the log force. And you know the thing bad for this thing. Me, Mr. Minister, I want vouch one thing I also. If anybody know challenge me, challenge them on one thing. If I let them increase the tariff by 200%, let them just release one thing. Let not go do the people of this country just one thing. Eliminate, vacate the floor tariff. We take the matter go court. We don't lack a stay because we not trust the justice system of this country. And if we do not pull that floor tariff, we go ECOWAS court. With all due respect to my younger brother, when he call me what the America, like by then tell I don't serve them. The case where they go to me in Panama, we don't ECOWAS court. Siba, now one strong activist, he was part of us. He don't take government go ECOWAS court. You know what he mean? He say he not expect, he not small. Now in call make us slow down, and I give that respect to slow down. And I tell her yesterday, I say, you call me and I feel bad, and myself I offend them, a small one. So this issue of say floor, Ben Fode, now not come for Puna, the conspiracy this way, even if only these new ministers could make a difference, let them just pull the floor. You know why? Not 2 years ago we did 2000. Ben Fode, no, you did that in the day AITH, 2000. Almost we buy top SIM $50. He knows that. We buy SIM $50. We buy $100. Why not top up for 3 weeks?
The money they don't.
They cut you off. You know what he kill land? A competition. If we sell them bang with free call some man get low blow. We go now hospital, they say low blow. Some man sleep. If tell me to a floor be day, if we sell and come here for be ever penetrate the market. This the way in the system, Mr. Minister, where they put that 15,000, that 33%. Now floor down there. You don't they tell you the tell for tell we say if you sell one for G, so you should trap people and say okay 1 GB say for sell at 10,000. You know, you sell so because they don't put floor on the tariff on data, which is dangerous.
Which means they can't sell below that.
Yes, and this now, but me and Siba in the markets, within a Bombay market, Siba say they sell your own fish 5,000. Edmond say they sell your own 10,000. Free Taski say council Boteanda, I say, hey no, Edmond not sell on 5,000, sell on 10,000. That is anti-competitive. If I create the space for exploitation, and I still they remind them, say the only reason not to say
in reality as well, there is also a risk there. There is also a risk that the one who don't can at the market, they don't invest heavily, capital expenditure and all of that. If you let prices just be as they are, person will come in expenditure very low.
Ask yourself again, why make them begin a free sell and come your free call? Why? You know why they begin them free call? The way Celtel be done.
But you must also agree, say we market mobile company market don't evolve since then.
No, listen. In fact, the floor tariff they make under President Biya government no go ever get any new mobile companies. From where we last get the one under President Kuruma, we get QCell. We no go ever get them because it's anti-competitive. So remove the floor. Okay. Una take let them make the increments 200. Una just allow the competition for flow. Let's see. Because the one example where they go now, we're very close to foul. Where did they get hala fear so? Let them just remove the floor. Let them compete. Why make you think say before you sell 1 gigabyte they sell at 40,000? Then be give you 10,000. It's just like Orange and Africa be like we. Now the competition because consumers they shift to QCell. So we allow the competition play. What are the benefits? And Salarians. So, Mr. Minister, Edmond, in one game call, we need to go court, we need to demonstrate. The opposition don't make demonstration very expensive now in this country. So, we need to demonstrate. Edmond, they go prison. So, you at the party, because they say, hey, with the lock, you can go to the key na see. We need not to any key again. You will say, Edmond, no bribe Edmond again. One grain call, Epic Radio. Mr. Minister, we not just remove the floor. Then let them increase the. Until you say not fuel, until you say not battery they buy every day, until you say you towers. Then, if not that, just remove the floor. When you remove the floor, you allow them, you see. Allow them put your own price. Let's see about selling fish in Bombay markets. Let me fully said, if you make profits, I connect. If you make loss, I connect. Not to the man make loss. Waiting government wants na tax. So waiting with they say this whole conspiracy, and this conspiracy not start under Momo Conteo. Now under the last night come now they start. And I know what they say, and the service where they render, the network penetration he knows. It don't improve. But still the network slow like Woody lorry. And these days and this day and age, with digital age, we make you data very expensive. Other country the data they can't do. All waiting they say, I agree, but just remove the flaw. And at this we get the case before Justice Fisher, but before they know. We abandon that case because we very well know, say, I mean, Okuwu dog and Lepet defect. Then they refuse say, hey, you Okuwu dog are vexed by you because if you tell me, you think say the judge will give you that kind of justice? We say David and Gula defect. So this one, nobody know defect again. We know they go court. All we are saying, Mr. Minister, I trust you, sir. I get confidence in you, sir. Do you a beg just do you I beg to President Bill say, do you allow the competition? The 33% increment on data, the only thing we go sustain them. Allow the let us say would one sell 20, let's sell 20, but now just pull the floor. The voice tariff. Because even the thing was interesting, we shock me past all. Even the floor, they even ace up, they bring a cow back.
And let's not forget, voice call don't they drop drastically.
I said the service now, you know understand? You just have
no, even the volume of voice calls.
Isaiah is slow. When I saw the network slow,
no,
that's what tell you say the service itself. But Lord manage them. So all I'm saying, I mean, we know they expect the best. Lord manage them. So yeah, the service. If you know say the service not good, all we say. Let them just remove the floor.
Okay.
That's all.
Let me come.
And no remove them when they take the go court back.
Let me come to you, Ben, because I mean even
because then I will advise.
All right.
And not to not go one be do the last parliament back. They be part of that conspiracy. Let me could have this new parliament there on help we.
Let me come to you, Ben, on the issue of floor price. I mean, even with the voice call, we know the voice call volumes don't drop drastically. A lot of people they do them calls via WhatsApp now instead of the new voice to voice. So that in itself, in a way, it's a challenge. But what's your proposition? Because this is a free market economy, but yet una decides una for fix a price on the floor price on price for calls.
Thank you very much. You know, we are a regulator, and where you deregulate, you get for set regulations on rules and guidelines. We know they just regulate from outer space. Waiting Edmond, they say, so floor price not so we generator, not so we go pull on like na lumbebu or na lokomasama. If they inside ITU regulations, you are liberty for set floor price and set a cap price.
At liberty,
you are at liberty to set floor price and cap price. And where you do that one day, you get for one in consonance with this with the operators themselves. Waiting we do so now the best interest for me and you. Before now, like I'm waiting to talk, I don't interject, please. There is what they call cross-subsidization. So if you not set those cap and floor, people then they dock on the price. Then they get disruptive forces. So even Edmond know in macroeconomics 101, you get waiting you go classical economics and Keynesian.
Go back to that cross-subsidization point and clarify.
Cross-subsidization, where you they subsidize, like you they put money for where they bring anti-competitive behavior. We get what they call competition guidelines, we get economic regulations. Everything we talk now so is regulated and you get regulations and you get guidelines. So you not just left anything. Everything we do now, we talk now so is based on law. And Sierra Leone is a country of laws. Even when we regulate based on law.
So if you get for put on the scale, welfare and law, which one I go pick?
We they pick welfare and pick law. So
no, you can't have it both ways.
No, now the law therefore support welfare. Welfare does not come from space. Professor, if law not there, welfare itself will be disintegrated. You know what's at the top. If law not there, welfare will be disintegrated. So all waiting we they do so where Edmond say instead they say the people and don't try. Because we have to be a grateful people. Then you say if you are not grateful, then you are a grateful. And we Salon people then we grateful because not you are looking at PPP, public-private partnership. Now then people then come for do business. Then they do business, they want profit maximization. We want welfare maximization. So we have to create that balance in acting. That's exactly what we are doing. So when they say now would they lorry? No, as we are talking here, you did live stream. You are not doing that 3 years ago. That's that. Hold on. No. It's
very. If I know affordable.
Please.
It's not affordable.
Please. Where you did talk and not interject. So please, as we did talk, always we did do so now and even kill. Like what minister say, the increase on data now by 33%.
With the live stream, do you know the cost for months?
And I know the cost. That cost we did do now. was not what we are doing maybe in 4 years ago, where like everyone say we competition day. So we competition day, even competition has to be regulated. You know, because competition day, so you left your hand, you pull and come up. Even competition has to be regulated. Even in free market economy, free market is not just free. Free markets are regulated. He knows, and we know. So no can like with the confused people then. Everywhere in the world, free market is regulated. There are market regulations. Otherwise, there will be disruptive forces. You know, that economics 101.
Yes.
Okay, and I need for count to the minister now because we have to wrap up. We have a lot more to talk about. What's your final point on this? You don't hear arguments from, I know say both sides because you are one of the both sides.
Yeah, I think two things are important, let people know quickly. One, my brother Silo just remove the floor. Important for no say between Orange and AfriCell, then they cover 97% of the market. QCell, they only cover 3%. If me can at the market, decide we don't invest infrastructure-wise all across the country. I say, me, I don't care. I don't want they also at the free to in the country. I do the free to because I at the market, they have put the cost down significantly. Then we don't put across the country. By the way, we as a government, they feel pressure across all the country. We need services all across. For let them one in needed and service they across the country, they need for they make profits now. Because now most of the earning power day. But if we can now say, Lord, remove the ability for let you make profit here because you the kind of one green pole you put a say, maybe you on a 0, in fact na 0.1, all Monday 5. You know, just the principle of justice. And waiting and they go lead to go make sure say that man the back vex. He say, okay, myself I don't need for put me pole again na Jimmy Bagbo or na bond. Because I need make money na Jimmy Bagbo, I need make money na bond. Yeah, and for let I provide services to all man. So me save the brand can. So the floor price na just as I understand them. Okay? Now for make sure say me a transparent person. Yes. Now for make sure say one of the reason then now for make sure say government in revenue guaranteed across the board because again you talk but government needs to make money for run the country. I don't make it clear. We get to do a lot of tax civic education because people don't understand that. Two, now for make sure say if we get a partner, the MNOs and our partner them, they don't invest for let we improve service across the country. Somebody know they just kind of undercut the way they cover 3% of the market, and then you say, oh, me they go because in that way that person they they show, in order to show goodwill it for invest across the country. So therefore protect the investor. They will get important because any investor way they go for go seek way they come wait till they ask now whether they at the market. So that's an important point. So I also want to say, as somebody we care about the ordinary person, I like that Edmond they remind me of this issue of floor price. And I want to continue for discuss which is not the issue because one point we make what I think an important point is how they continue for liberalize the economy. Now attract more investment. But I want to know say on the issue of mobile phone companies, they attract more people than for come if you not get floor price. Because nobody know they come and say I go put me pole na Jimmy, I go put me pole na Bakande, na Bond district so papa then come out. I put her all across the country, then I will then come. What we will end up with is all man will come and then all day free on and then get just 2% of the country, 1% of the country, and then they undermine the one them with the help for bill across the country important. The other thing somebody say what I respond to is say me say the things add na the country. But will they continue for ride SUV and all? I want to make something clear. We don't happen. For example, from who can a government, okay? From who can a government? 4 months ago. So, for example, at least half of the ministers do not get motor guides. Again, I think the way people can talk about are like say overnight we don't become demon them. Some of you now will personal motor guide we use. Some of we now we buy gas for ourselves. Some of we now other institutions and they support we for now as we wait for the transition for the government put everything together and give you resources. But any sign of the world we serve you people them in a public service position, yes, you get certain entitlements them. But people they not take the entitlements here or not take this position because of the entitlements. Now a great honor for serve the people. I want the people to understand say them people here where they serve, we come. Plenty of them people here now be people who do very well in life. We don't establish, we get resources where they do well. But until and unless we make this country a place where we will get the conversation, or get the conversation about the issue and not the people of us say, oh, now because you do this part, like I don't say, me, I get family all over this country, I can't keep me born. Me people indeed, I want for the good, I will look at them face. You understand? So, all decisions what they make what in that room, I think of the last person. And they think, say, oh, because me there now, they can't go inside air condition motorcar. So I think it's important let people know that. But I understand why people in the talk so, because they don't use forget in the past politicians the way they act in ways we don't care about them. We feel like say they dismiss them. We waiting President Bill don't tell we to the standard we would set. Now we are different. We're all brothers and sisters. We try for do it in best. We not go always satisfy all man who, like in this negotiation, we not satisfy all man. But I'll tell you one thing: we need to go sleep in a net. I wake in the morning and no say on this question of the mobile tariffs. I know say, inshallah, by God in grace, we not decide for make no backroom deal. We do it we think so we know say that the best we could do for balance all the interests there at hand.
One last question: is there any scenario we will see the tariff candle?
Absolutely. In fact, right now, NATCA and the ministry then they embark on the cost study for fully understand cost. And waiting at one of the commitments that we'll get in this negotiation. Now that after the cost study, everybody agree that we'll be able to review the cost. It might, again, people don't understand the problem with the way you say cost study is it might lead to an increase because we want to understand the true cost, understand the context, and create a very simple formula. Okay? But if at the end of that cost study, they claim the women board that they make, and I go want to make sure, say again, that they make a public commitment, and then conversation, and they all, this man, invoice important. Sure. If for they inside a room, if for they, so that at the end of the day, we will agree, we say, okay, now the cost this, if it go down, it will go down, if it go up, it will go up. And this government, one of the first government at the history of this country, we make a commitment, say, if issues and change, price go down, we revise and go down. We revise the price and go down, which we don't do for fuel in the past. We inflation happen with the dollar, we then call, we put the price go down, and then it go up again, we go up. So again, sometimes you get for understand, say, then factor them, they get for consider them as then they come. But that's not clear commitment when they make that after that cost study. And if the variable then change, the variable we don't talk about inflation, the economy, the loans gain significantly and all that, of course, we go back and have a similar conversation and say, well, it don't make sense for let the price go south.
60 seconds.
Yeah. You see, this billing system, Mr. Minister, I look a bit. We ready for give them consultants if they're ready for pay. We get it from America.
Well, it can be your contribution to the council.
No. You know why? No, come. The billing system, and I don't get. Are they America? Why engage Mr. Fode with somebody very senior na NRA? Me not professional apart from being a civil society activist. You see, Mr. Minister, this floor, I think so you misunderstand and small. The floor not get nothing for do it. In fact, the more you extend your network, now the more consumers you get, now the more money you get. You don't get nothing for do with floor.
It's also capital expense.
No, the capital expenses, when you drive capital, like for instance, when the thing it na bonot is na mi usami komos na dambara, usami komo the day we reach day, then get about more than 100 subscribers inside the first 1 week. You know what that they mean? So if you're not going to decide,
but the earning power as well, you have to consider
listen. No, the fact of the matter, the more you expand, the more consumers you get. There's no magic about it.
Yeah, but
so in order nothing for do it, floor.
Wait, Edmond, 1 second. Also, fact say the earning power and the purchasing power of the person at your village. And by the way, now to come and the same district, about district plan.
Yes.
It's very different from the concentration of people who they buy data and free.
No, two type of consumers you get. You get corporate. If you get a point of facility, you get 4 million subscribers. Oran go tell you get 2 million subscribers, but Oran get more corporate customers, more jagaban them than the small customer there. You understand? So there are 2 different customers that we get. You understand? So let me understand that. So they say 100 people in make calls, so then 2-3 people them. And this other point people they make. You see, and not because of Isidoya. This man, Mr. Minister, in organization they make almost $500,000. They tell you not be minister, they get fly all over I want. But this country, Mr. Minister, will not go for beer. We say when we pay all this Edmond no go paneba with 3 times. Some man goes, hey, they don't go bribe you. So some man be they do well before he get in position. Yeah. Before there was AITH, he was doing well. This man they get the organization, they get one. They all over the place. They with the former British foreign. We all jealous. That small but they jealous. So they do well. So some man as you see be minister, as you talk like they all they pay you money. So do you the Mr. Kola. No will not be suspicious of everybody. Some of them all come together. Now make a call on the opposition. Now I'm glad for Dr. Samuel Kamara now they talk on governance. Let you go for this sort of native construction one green. Let all come together. Let we see how we go for build salon and contribute. Talk now also we put. No need for go fetch down there. We need for put. But all are the say do ya, Mr. Minister. Now one get caught. This time we need the back down now, Mr. Minister. If you soon not pull am, pass you get for go. Sometimes you get for the run after with play now. Would go Abuja. Now,
all right. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning, Edmond Abu, Minister Siba as well, and Ben Fode as well from NATSCA. Stay with you when we come next. Injunction on the Sierra Leone Premier League. Cambury Eagles not satisfied with the relegation. We have all that and more coming your way next.